Hello and welcome back to New Comic Book Day here on Comic Vantage. And these are the new books for the week of July 25th, 2018. Today's the day I ran to my local comic book store, picked up my books for the week, and I came home, gave them a read, and I'm going to tell you all about them. So fair warning, there can and will be spoilers. If you don't want spoilers, back out now, come back later. Let's get started. First up for this week, we have Blackwood, number 3 from Dark Horse Comics. Look at this cover. Seriously, there's a two-headed monkey gnawing on a bone. You cannot get better than that. Plus a whole bunch of little books and magic stuff here. So, the entire premise behind this book is we have the Blackwood University, where a bunch of kids receive scholarships to get a free ride to college. And they're all like, what happened here? We're a bunch of losers. Why are we here? So it turns out that this college teaches more than just normal academics. They are also a school of magic. And they have been recruited to learn these ways. Now, there were 4 when we started out in the first issue, but at the end of the last issue, we had one who died. And that is all because of their dean. They believe it's their dean, Dean Ogden, he has read from the Book of Despair, turned into this weird demon thing, and cursed the entire school. So they're trying to figure out what is going on. This is one of their teachers, Colby, right there. He's trying to help the students out, try to figure out what's going on. So this whole book, like I said, it pretty much is just right now they're trying to figure out what is happening. We have outside forces working against them. In particular, this one, I don't know if it's a woman or a witch or a monster or what, but she can control crazy insects to do her bidding. And she is here to destroy the Blackwood College. I love the story in this book. I love the dialogue between the characters. It's very realistic. Right now, they are complete strangers. They do not trust each other at all, and they're just trying to figure everything out. The artwork is a little cartoony, but it really fits for this book. It gives it almost a Harry Potter-ish, or even like a Scooby-Doo kind of vibe to it. But it's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying this book. It's on my pull. It's going to stay on my pull. I want to see where it goes, so thumbs up for me this week. Next, we have Teen Titans number 20, and I opted for this semi-virgin cover. This is one book I was not going to pick up this week. I've never read Teen Titans before. It's never really been my thing, but then I saw this cover, and I had to have it. Because really, this is a great cover. And I have to say, I'm really glad I picked this up. Artwork was really good. It was a lot of fun. Although most people have seen this already in some of the older DC books that were out a few weeks ago, where they give you like a 3 or 4 page teaser, and it's pretty much the intro of this story here. But what they didn't dive into was the entire story, or was almost narrated in the background by Robin. And he is going through and he's telling you how he got each one of the members to join him. Red Arrow and Crush, Kid Flash, and it's really cool, the little behind-the-scenes things, like here he's talking to Red Arrow. But it also dives into their motivation for joining as well, because a lot of them were just like, no, I have no reason to join, but he gave them all a reason to join. And I really liked this aspect of the story. It was really cool. I enjoyed it a lot. Lots of great, interesting characters. The artwork was really good. The dialogue is amazing. And it's a really good jumping off point for someone like myself who has never read a Teen Titans book before. And then they throw this little intrigue into the end where Robin is off doing his own thing, where he's tired of the revolving door of Arkham, and he's kind of created his own little place where he's storing his villains. It was a really good story. Like I said, great art, great story, great jumping off point. I had fun with it. I'm glad I picked it up. Will I pick up issue 21? You know, I think I might. So, it's got to say something. And next up, from Boom Studios, Parish number 1. This is a book I had walked into the store, having no idea what it was. I didn't even know it was there until someone else said, "Hey, have you checked out Bone Parish?" So I grabbed it, flipped through, and I was like, "Hey, this looks kind of interesting." So I grabbed it. Now, Bone Parish. It looks like it takes place here in Louisiana. And it starts off with this gentleman, as you can see. He's got some white powder under his nose. Ooh, mysterious white powder. So I immediately thought he was having a drug trip. But it's intercut with the scenes of this rock star on stage, kind of singing the same song. And I was wondering what was happening here. I wasn't quite sure. And then the entire thing was kind of kicked in that he was hallucinating, that he was that rock star, and that this gentleman here actually is selling drugs, and he's selling this thing called ash. Don't know what ash is, but he sold out of it that night really fast, and he's calling his connection to get more. Again, I'm a little strange. I'm like, okay, And then they cut to the scene of some people robbing a graveyard. And I'm really like, okay, what is happening here? Turns out you have this entire family. And they are in the family. And they started this little business of, producing drugs. And we have this is the youngest sister in the family. She's the chemist, if you can call her that. And they produce ash from corpses. And apparently, whatever this person did in life, you hallucinate that you do. If the person was a rock star, you hallucinate you're a rock star. If the person was a porn star, you hallucinate you were a porn star. I don't know, this was crazy. I was like, what is happening here? This is so neat. I love this. We have Mom here. She's actually running the family. This was a lot of fun. And of course, it's Cullen Bunn. Amazing writer. You never know where he's going to go with these stories, but usually it's got some kind of horror twist to it. And wow, I mean, you're snorting corpses. So you can't get much more horrific than that, really. Excellent, excellent book. I'm going to add this to my pull because I want to make sure I don't miss an issue. I'm really excited to see where this goes. So definite thumbs up on this one from me as well. And next up from DC Comics, we have Doomsday Clock number 6. And wow, seriously, what month are we in now? We're going into August. So this is like 2 months behind schedule, but that's what they're doing now. Anyway, this entire book here centers, we remember at the end of the last issue, we have Marionette and Mime running into the Joker. So he's got them prisoner right now. Along with the Bat. He actually has Batman. This entire storyline is taking you with the Joker and with Marionette and Mime to a meeting of the villains. And a lot of them are talking about flinging Gotham because of this whole, they called it Superman syndrome, something like that. I don't know, it's kind of odd. But they're actually thinking about leaving the city and finding refuge somewhere else. And then we have the comedian showing up. He actually trailed Mime and Marionette, and he starts taking out bad guys, which was kind of interesting. And the entire time this whole thing is going on, you are learning the backstory of Marionette and Mime, of when they were young and how they met each other and each other's stories. So this was really cool. A few issues back, we learned the backstory of the new Rorschach, and now we're learning about Mime and Marionette. I enjoy this book. I really do. It completely. Oh, I love seeing the Joker here. He's just digging the explosion. I love that. It feels like a Watchmen book. The writing, the artwork, everything, the whole vibe to it, the themes. It is a lot darker than we're used to for DC Comics, and I guess up until the DC Black labels start coming out. I really, really enjoy it. And we got Joker taking a comedian's button, which is I thought was really cool. I liked that. Can't wait to see where this goes. I hope it gets back on schedule. I know they're saying every 2 months, but man, I hope, because wow, I really want to just read the whole thing straight through. And I have a feeling I'm going to read these once for my reviews, and then I'm going to pick them up again and just read them straight through the whole thing. And next up, from Image Comics, we have The New World. This was another book. I had no idea about it. I just saw it sitting there, grabbed it, had no idea what to expect. So, you open it up, and wow, actually I wanted to look at this thing. This thing's like the thickness of a magazine. This is, look how many pages are in here. For $4.99, you really get your money's worth on this one. So, wow. Okay, we start off 2037. The United States is in the midst of a nuclear war. The entire world is being devastated by nuclear war. Got the little White House here, all burnt down, destroyed. Yay! And we show the United States and how it was divided after the war. Next, we cut to what appears to be this utopian city in New California. The artwork in this book is a little bright. It is very colorful, but it really fits. And look at very simplistic line work. It's all one weight. Really neat. It kind of reminds me of, who was the artist that drew Big Guy and Rusty? Was it Jeff Darrow, I believe was his name? Reminds me a lot of that. Anyway, so then we have this woman clad in white here. Looks like white battle armor. You really have no idea who she is. And then you find out she's what's called a guardian, who are the police officers of the time. And she is going through and she's taking out the bad guys. Now the thing is it's televised. They made a television show out of this. So whenever she captures someone, the whole thing is televised, it gets ratings, and then you have to vote if she is to kill this person or erase them now. You know, make them vote to live or erase. Look at that. And of course, everybody votes to erase the person. And she doesn't. She tells everyone, I don't kill people. Time and time again, she says she does not kill people. And she won't do it, no matter what they do or say. However they vote, she won't do it. Now, this is, her name is Stella Maris. That's our guardian. Now, while this is going on, we have another story of this gentleman, and this is Kirby. Now, Kirby is also getting into the television station where the handlers are at for our guardians, and where all this is televised. And apparently he is part of a resistance group who doesn't appreciate all of this. So while this is all happening, he kind of takes over the radio station or the television station and starts pirating broadcast this, which is Smash the Police State. So now she's done with her day, and her dad, this is actually, I think it's her grandfather, is like, you should really kill people. And she's like, no, I won't kill people. So she decides to blow off some steam. And she's kind of like a celebrity. Everybody knows who she is, you know, because she's on television. So she gets all dressed up. And she gets all painted up, and she sneaks out for the evening and goes dancing. At this club, she meets Kirby. Oh, and we know right here bad things are about to start happening. So her and Kirby really hit it off. And they end up hooking up. Now the thing is, her handler sees this. So the next day when she goes into work, she's told she's teaming up with this gentleman here. I forget what his name is, but he's another big guardian, but he kills everyone. And then she finds out her target is Kirby. Yeah, this was actually a really, really good story. And there's actually a backup preview for another story back here, too. Haven't had a chance to read that yet, but I really want to, just because this one was so massive. There was a lot going on here. It was almost 3 books in one. A lot of information, but really good. I really enjoyed it. I wonder if the rest are going to be this large. And I don't even know how long this run is supposed to be. But, wow, yeah, I can see some really interesting stuff happening with this story coming up. So I would definitely say grab this. It's a really good read. And I think that review was a little long, but yeah, this is a long book. Anyway, next, Jim Henson's Labyrinth. And this is number 5. And again, this is telling our story of the Goblin King. And this is baby Toby right here. Telling the story of how Jareth became the Goblin King. At least that's what we believe anyway. We haven't been told differently. And down here we have the Owl King. Here is Maria, who we believe is Jareth's mother, navigating the labyrinth. The Owl King has given her 2 hours to make it to the center and find her son and free him. I'm really, really enjoying this. It's a whole different take on the whole Labyrinth story. And it's really neat seeing the whole behind-the-scene things. And like I said, we're pretty sure that we're talking about Jareth here. But then again, that means she didn't make it, or she failed, or she decided to leave him there. If that really is Jareth. And I gotta know. I have to find out. And she discovers that she actually has some control over the labyrinth. She can draw things with her chalk and make them real. So it's really interesting to see where this story is going. I'm really excited. I cannot wait. The Owl King has been such a really cool character, and they actually, in this book, they have him coming to a very weak point where he's getting weak, he's starting to cough more, he's getting on the verge of dying, so he does need an heir, and he needs an heir fast. Really good story. I liked it a lot. And next, A Walk Through Hell, number 3, and this is Garth Ennis at his eerie best. So again, we start off with our FBI agents, Shaw and McGregor, still stuck in this warehouse with no idea how to get out. And then they have their partner right here, repeatedly blowing his own head off. Even though he's dead, he's still alive and shooting himself in the head. Constantly reloading and shooting again. Crazy, crazy story. Now we're starting to get more of the backstory. They're trying to figure out why they are here, what's happening in this warehouse, and they're not sure what is going on. But it all comes down to a man named Paul Carnahan. And apparently Paul Carnahan was some kind of, I want to say pedophile or possibly a child molester, where he would partner up. He partnered up with at least a dozen different sex offenders to kidnap children. But for what reason, we don't know. And he then tells these guys to completely confess once they are caught and tell them all about him. So I don't know what kind of control he has, or it seems almost supernatural what he can do. And possibly, you know, through some kind of ritual with these children, we can see them. I don't know. We can possibly see him unleashing hell on the earth. And man, look at this cover. Look at that. And this directly relates to the book inside. He had this man shove his own hand down his throat and kill himself. Just craziness all over the place. And by the end of the book, we do get to meet Mr. Carnahan here, Paul Carnahan. And that's the only place we see him. So we got to wait till next issue to find out his story. Really, really loving this. Like I said, Garth Ennis is at his best when he's creepy, and this is just amazing. And Next, from IDW, we have Transformers Unicron issue number 2. Again, this is ending out the IDW run of Transformers. I'm not sure if they're revamping it after this or what, but God, I hope they do something with it, because man, great, great run. At the end of issue 1, we had Starscream proclaiming himself savior of Cybertron and wanting to lead all the Transformers to save them against Unicron. And he starts laying out his plan on how he had kept in touch with all the Decepticons that had scattered after the Great War, and he had massed an entire armada to go up against Unicron. And that's where this is at, right here. The Decepticon armada. And they have some sort of stasis field around him to try to slow him down and to keep him steady or keep him stopped. Man, look at this artwork. Do you see everything going on in this page? It is insane. Look at the amount of detail on this. Yeah, the artwork is just incredible. Incredible in this book. I know I said this before. When comic books and Transformers come together, it's a good day for me. I love that. Oh, look at Omega Supreme. I loved that toy as a kid. Omega Supreme was absolutely amazing. One of the coolest toys you can own back then. But this is really what the whole storyline was about. We have the Decepticon armada trying to stop them, and we also have the Sentinels, which were like Omega Supreme and his kin, who supposedly probably fought Unicron previously, so they thought maybe he had all the secrets hidden within inside of him on how to defeat Unicron. So Bumblebee goes to try to wake him up. I think that's where I left you at. Yeah, Bumblebee goes to try to wake up Omega Supreme to find out, because they found a Sentinel inside of Unicron. And he ends up going into him, almost like it absorbed him. And by the end of the book, see if I can find it here for you. Bumblebee says he knows how to defeat Unicron, and the secret is for all of them to die. What that means, I don't know, but I'm really, really excited to find out. I love this. This is so good. Having a lot of fun with this. Great story, great art. The book is just a lot of fun. If you're a Transformers fan, I'd say pick it up. If you're not a Transformers fan, I'd say still pick it up. It's a great read, and this is ending out a long run, so. And last on our list from Marvel Comics, we have X-23 number 2. And this is our Laura Kinney story now. Well, actually, Laura Kinney and Gabby. Covers both of them. God, I love Gabby. Seriously, she's like one of the coolest characters to come out of Marvel in a very, very long time. So, last issue we had the Cuckoos, who revealed to us that they had brought back their 2 dead sisters. They actually reanimated them, recloned them. And here we have them waking up right away in the morning, thinking something is wrong, rushing to where the sisters are being kept, and finding out one of them is already passed. So now the 5 become 4 again. And then we cut to Gabby jumping in Laura's bed and giving her a hard time about their birthdays. Seriously, Gabby is such an endearing character. She is so amazing. I love her. I'm really hoping to see some kind of little mini-series of just Gabby. All right, and then we have our Cuckoos. Oh, we have Laura trying to track down this doctor who's actually helping the Cuckoos, although she does not know that. And she tracks her to this old church. And when she gets there, Gabby's there. And she's like, "Why are you here?" And she's like, "Well, you called me." And she's like, "No, you didn't." Find out it is a trap set by the Cuckoos, who then subdue Laura and Gabby and kidnap Gabby. I have a feeling they probably want her for her healing factor to try to cure their sister. But only time will tell. This is a good story. Totally worth reading. It's a lot of fun. I'm really excited to see where it goes. Tamaki really rocked it on She-Hulk. So I had no doubts this was going to be a good read. So, all right. Those are my books for the week. Now, do two things new that I'm going to start doing. One of them is people suggested I do my cover of the week and what my favorite cover was this week. Well, I got to tell you, I'm kind of twisted, so pachow. That Walk Through Hell #3. Man, when I saw this book previewed in the last issue, I was like, okay, I got to have this. Because look at that. This is definitely my cover of the week right here. Love it. And the next thing I was asked to do is my book of the week. You know, I had a lot of fun with all of these books. They were all really, really good reads. But the one that has really intrigued me the most and really piqued my interest is this Bone Parish. I want to see where this goes. This is definitely my story of the week right here. It's just too crazy of a ride not to get really, really good, especially with Cullen Bunn writing it. So, there's that. These are my books. These are my opinions. Your mileage may vary. Like always, guys, I love everyone out there. You are amazing. All of your comments, your likes, your shares, everything. You guys are just, you're knocking it out of the park for me. Absolutely love it. I'm having so much fun with this. And if you're new to this channel and this is your first video, make sure you subscribe. Hit the little CV right there. Get all my notifications by hitting the bell up there. And like always, to everyone out there, thank you for watching and take it easy.